Hello, it's vlog time again, and wife got a phone call this morning at 8 o'clock. We're coming to fix your taps. Yeah, we had a survey last week after the fence had been fixed to ask about satisfaction, and I mentioned two other things. The taps was one of them, and the guttering's another. So no notification, no prior warning. 8 o'clock. We're on the way to fix your taps. So yeah, our dripping taps, which I reported weeks ago, have now been fixed. The fence has been fixed, so you're going to get a new backdrop in a few months' time. I won't do it yet because it's still a bit muddy out there, and the pool's still empty. So when the pool's full, I'll film another backdrop for when I'm indoors doing vlogs. Outdoors, of course, it'll just be live. So yeah, again. On with the vlog, the rest of it. So, since the last vlog, something I mentioned I wasn't going to say until the next vlog, I've leveled up. I'm now 59. 59. Next year, I get my bus pass. I'm officially old next year. I don't feel old. Of course, a few things are going, but my eyesight's been like... I've wore glasses for the last decade or so for reading. Still don't need it for distance. Still don't absolutely need it, but they really do help. Got the tinnitus, very mild, not getting any worse. Though, yeah, if anything's going to make me feel a medical, it will be my hearing. Still quite fit because of the cycling. I do get fakes, sitting down on the floor, for instance, standing up. I think, ooh, but it's not hurting. It's just fakes. They're fake aches. But yeah, I don't actually feel old. Still feeling quite lively, to be honest. Yeah. Oh, something I forgot from the last vlog. With the new recycling, I bought myself a can crusher. Yeah, can crusher. It's so depressing. Right, yeah. More things. I've gotten back into playing Ingress, a game I gave up like about 3-4 years ago. I'm not going into it like I used to. I'm not obsessive anymore. It's just casual when I can. I don't go out of my way to play. Maybe I'll do a bit extra in the summer, but I'm definitely a fair weather player these days. Yeah, back into Ingress. So, yeah, I've made a few waves through town when I've been in there. Put a few portals and fields up around here. They get taken down quickly. We got our local frog comes up here and takes it all down. But yeah, I'm back into it. As I say, with my new hobbies now, I don't put the time into it. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. Definitely not going to let myself get obsessed with that again. Now, I did buy a pair of paddles. I think I mentioned this last vlog. So these are the paddles. Proper Commodore paddles. One of them wasn't working. One of them was. I replaced the pot in the one that wasn't working, and it works perfectly. Not quite the right size. I can't get the right size. This is the original that came out. And these are the ones I've got. They got a slightly different thread size. So they don't fit snugly. So even though it works perfectly, when you turn it, it rubs a little bit. I mean, you might be able to hear it. You might be able to hear that rubbing. Whereas the other one is perfectly smooth. But they both work perfectly. So I'm quite happy with that. They cost me a tenner. And as I say, I expected them not to be working at all. I expected to replace both pots, but one's working perfectly. Good and there. Now, I had another issue with Amazon. My own fault. When I was getting stuff for the Pi, I've got an SD card. Not a micro SD card. I noticed it just before it arrived. So as soon as it arrived, I put in returns. Why are you returning this? Because I bought the wrong item. Okay. Do you want to exchange it? Yes. And they actually sent out the exchange before I'd even returned the one I didn't want. Didn't open it, just put it back in the packaging, sent it back via the post office. That was quick. Amazon again, as I say, I don't like Jeff Bezos. I think he's a greedy bastard. But yeah, and Amazon do treat their customers correctly. Now, another thing I bought, shocks. I think I mentioned this in the last vlog as well, where they gave me a 20% discount voucher, and they've arrived. My new bone conducting headphones. They are quite significantly better than the last ones. The last ones were good, and they're also significantly cheaper. I mean, 170 quid the last ones were, and these were 103 quid after the discount. They charge quicker, they last longer, and they're louder, they're clearer sound as well. So yeah, now onto my hobby, Commodore 64. I found out that the Ultimate 2 Plus cartridge has Assembly 64 integration. Now what this means is I can press F6, whether I do it on the computer, on the 64, or via Telnet, and I can search the Assembly 64 database for just about anything. It will find stuff less than a year old that's commercially available, but it won't make them available, which is a good thing. It will find things older than a year or two old. So I can get Sam's Journey now through Assembly, and I won't. Sam's Journey is probably the most expensive C64 game I know. I mean, even to get a digital download is 20 quid or 20 euros. And I can't justify that for a game I'm not going to play an awful lot. So that's, I still won't play it unless I buy it, because that's the way I am these days. Yeah, I used to be a naughty pirate, but not anymore. Not anymore. I can afford these things now. It's just that I choose not to get this, and if I choose not to get it, I choose not to play it. Simple as. But Assembly 64 integration is great. I can do complete streams without even loading up a flash card. It all comes from online sources, and I find that I love my retro stuff, but I think the best thing about it is being able to combine it with modern technology for hybrid. That is my favourite bit. And on the subject of retro, I bought a Pi 5. There we go. All in there. The case I found is going to be superfluous soon, because I'm going to fit that inside a Monster joystick. I'm probably going to go the extra. My Twitch payout is going to pay for at least half of it. I'm probably going to pay the extra and get a deluxe version with all the Sanwa high quality arcade parts, because I can use it as another stick as well. It's not as many buttons as my comb built stick, but it's enough for most tasks. It's 9 buttons, whereas my arcade stick has 12. But it should be more compatible with things as well. Not that my home stick has a problem as such, although it does seem to be bouncing things. You move the joystick and it moves about 6 places. I haven't figured that one out yet. I might change the controller for a Pi Pico, but yeah, that's a more long-term thing. But yeah, that's the Pi. It's running Batocera, which it takes a bit getting used to. I'm not a fan of front ends, but I am getting used to it. And I'm using this as a keyboard, and because it has no audio jack, I'm using this, which is a USB audio device, when I want to connect up audio with is not via the HDMI. Oh yeah. Couple of weeks ago, I came downstairs. I went to the loo in the early hours, about 4 or 5 o'clock. And when I got back into bed, it sounded like the taps were still running. It sounded like the flush was still, it was still filling up. So just to be sure, I went downstairs, and sure enough, the hot tap was running full blast. The cats had turned on the hot tap. They've not done it before, and I've not done it since. But when I remember now, I connect them together with an elastic band so they can't turn the taps on. That was the funniest thing. I mean, it didn't. I did check on. Has this used a lot of money in the gas? No, I didn't use much. So yeah, that's something to be aware of now. The cats, and they seem to be able to open the living room door now as well. But that's under investigation. Oh, you gotta love the cats. Now, I bought a Bible. Yes, I bought a Bible. After seeing one online, I bought a Bible. It's not your standard Bible. Yeah, it starts off In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth, and the darkness was upon the face of the deep. This was due to a malfunction at Lots Road Power Station. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. But Eastern Electricity Board said he would have to wait until Thursday to be connected. That's just what you're in for this. Yeah, as you know, I'm not religious at all. And while I don't completely discount the possibility of a divine being, it's just putting creation off a step. I don't believe there is. If there is, then it's certainly not based on any religion this society has thought up or dreamt up. But yeah, that's going to be a fun read. Oh, funny things. Facebook went down, didn't it? My daughter first thought, I can't connect to Facebook. I can't log in. I've been hacked. And quite a lot of people thought the same. I've been hacked. My first thoughts, is Facebook down? Yes, Facebook's down. Because mine went the same. Yes, it's Facebook down. So then, from then, I was just taking the mick out of everything. Everybody saying, "Oh, thank goodness it's back. Thank good. You can live without their Facebook. It's not essential. It's not going to kill you to be without Facebook." Instagram. Oh my God, these are all down. You can live. Go outside. Do something else. Okay, the weather's crap, but you can still go and do something else. You don't have to live around Facebook. Oh my God, some people think it's absolutely essential. And I'm sorry if you're one of these. It's not. It's not essential. You can go out and do something else. I remember. I spent the first 30 years of my life. 30 and a half years of my life. My first internet was sometime in 1995, I think it was. So yeah, I was 30 years old before I found the internet. 30 years old. That was almost 30 years ago, mind. But yeah, so it's been a long time since we've had internet. Broadband since 2000, so it's been always connected since 2000. Mobile connection since about 2005, almost constant. But yeah, you can live without internet. It might be essential for society to run these days, but it's not going to kill you to be without it for a while. Now, I finally bought a Pico 8, which is a fantasy console. It's a program basically which acts like a games console or whatever. It's very limited, 128 by 128 screen. You program it in a sort of a hacked Lua. But it's fun. It's great. And people have come up with some amazing things on there. Really smooth, lightweight ports of arcade games. There's a lot of original games, but I thought I'd start having a little go at a bit of coding. So I did an intro, which is just basically expanding circles, just a basic one. Then after I started learning a little bit about it, I put it into the proper structure, and then I thought I'd add some music, which I did. I added music to my Pico 8 intro. So yeah, I've done a very, very small amount of Pico 8 intro. Coding and music within a few hours. I ported my Cruising on Broadway and my stream and video intro music to the Pico 8 in a matter of hours. I did use the old XM I did when I first created it for the notes and stuff, but yeah, it was relatively straightforward. I learned a bit about the music creation on there now. But yeah, very, very good. Now, the last things, of course, and this one really did hit me when I heard, just before my birthday, my eldest cousin, Mike, passed away. Now, he's had cancer for well over a year, but it finally got him. Now, I will be attending his funeral, and I will be meeting up with my father's side of the family again. I do like meeting up with my father's side of the family. Good people. It's just sad that I only seem to do so in funerals. But yeah, that's one. So that one, I'll be there. I'll be there to see him off. And of course, we'll finish with Ukraine flag, because things are not going well over there. How much longer has the West got patience to keep supplying them? The Russians seem to have an unlimited supply of arms and people, it's not really looking good, and I don't know what's going to happen with the world after that. But yeah, not that I want to end on a sad note, but I think that's it for this vlog. I've had a week off and a long weekend. I'm back in work on Wednesday. Back in work on a gentle schedule, 3 o'clock starts. So yeah, that's not too bad. Do miss the streams at night when I watch, but yeah. Oh, I will end on a good note, because I haven't written down my notes for the shout out. And this week my shout out's going to be for Pingy. Now Pingy, he's in Sweden and he's got an arcade in his basement. When he streams, he only streams real arcade hardware. He streams he speaks English, fluent English, often swears in Swedish when things aren't going well in a game, when he dies for some unspecific reason. But yeah, he's always streaming real arcade hardware, and he's a good laugh. Well worth watching. So I'll leave the link to Pingy in the description. But until next time, have a good one, and thank you for listening and watching. Ta-ra now.